This is VOA News. I'm Joe Palca. U.S. President Donald Trump suggested Monday that key law enforcement officials engaged in treasonous activity when they considered invoking a constitutional amendment in 2017 to remove him from office while opening an obstruction of justice investigation against him. Trump, from his oceanfront Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, lashed out at former acting Federal Bureau of Investigation Director Andrew McCabe, who told the CBS News show 60 Minutes last night that he and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein discussed employing the 25th Amendment to the Constitution, allowing a vice president and a majority of the 15 cabinet members to declare a president incapable of handling the duties of the presidency, making the vice president the acting president. Among others reacting to the interview, Senator Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
It's stunning to me that one of the chief law enforcement officers of the land, the acting head of the FBI, would go on national television and say, oh, by the way, I remember a conversation with the Deputy Attorney General about trying to find if we could replace the president under the 25th Amendment.
McCabe also alleged that in an intelligence meeting regarding North Korea's missiles, that President Trump deferred to information he'd actually received from Russian President Vladimir Putin rather than believe his own intelligence sources. Putin had allegedly told the president that North Korea did not have the capability to produce such missiles. Pope Francis will welcome more than 100 Catholic bishops from around the world to the Holy See this week for an unprecedented 4-day summit to discuss clerical sex abuse in a bid to staunch the damage being done to the church. The Vatican has sought to lower expectations in the summit's run-up, but observers say it would mark a defining moment, reassuring relations with congregations and past victims of abuse. This is VOA News. 4 Indian soldiers and 2 suspected militants were killed Monday in a fierce gun battle as Indian security forces hunted for the organizers of a deadly suicide bombing that killed 40 paramilitary personnel in India, Kashmir, and escalated tensions between India and Pakistan. According to a joint report issued this week, dozens of female relatives of Islamic State fighters in the refugee camps of Mosul have faced harassment and sexual abuse at the hands of Iraqi security forces. The report by the network of Iraqi reporters for investigative journalism and the Mosul investigation team documented 16 out of 36 confirmed cases of sexual exploitation of female relatives of ISIS fighters. It also said several of them had committed suicide due to the trauma of the abuse. The report has been rejected by the Iraqi High Command for Human Rights. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has concluded a landmark 2-day visit to Pakistan, where he oversaw the signing of unprecedented investment deals worth $20 billion and ordered the release of more than 2,000 Pakistanis from Saudi prisons. Bin Salman is on his first tour of South Asian nations and China since becoming the Saudi leader in 2017. The Crown Prince arrived in Islamabad Sunday evening, where Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan and senior civil and military leaders received him at an Air Force base. Some critics of the Crown Prince are suggesting that this is nothing more than a badly needed charm offensive after a variety of intelligence agencies, including the U.S., have all but definitively implicated by a variety of intelligence agencies in the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, a U.S. resident and journalist who was murdered in the Saudi embassy in Turkey last year. A Pakistani corruption tribunal has indicted the country's opposition leader. Shahbaz Sharif was indicted Monday in connection with a housing scheme in Lahore. He's been accused of awarding contracts to people associated with his Pakistan Muslim League Party. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio visited aid operations on the Colombia side of the Venezuelan border. While there, he said the people of Venezuela have inspired the U.S. and other nations around the world.
He started out big in Pakistan.
Over 50 countries stand with the people of Venezuela, and we will not abandon you. So long as you are on the side of freedom and liberty, the world and America will stand with you, each and every step of the way.
But the Republican senator said he was confident that U.S. President Donald Trump's administration would not stand by if the Venezuelan government harmed or imprisoned opposition leader Juan Guaido, who declared himself interim president last month. Rubio also warned Maduro against harming U.S. personnel working in the country. For more on all these stories, visit our website.